Racism is a system, not an event, right? And it's the system we're in, and none of us could be, and none of us were exempt from its forces, right? But the way we're taught to think of racism functions beautifully to not only obscure the system, but to exempt us from its forces. So in this field, we think about oppression, or in this case racism, as group prejudice backed by institutional power. We can literally think about it as state-sanctioned, organized crime, but at least discrimination against African Americans from the beginning. And it starts with kidnapping and 300 years of enslavement, torture, rape, and brutality, and it carries on.
Every aspect of life, jobs, employment, wealth, discrimination in education, criminal justice, media, housing, health, mental health, insurance agencies, loans, banking, every aspect of life that we can think about has significant forms of elements of structural racism, or shall we say evidence of racial disparity that's operating. There's virtually no place where it's not operating. Colorblindness, or I'm calling it colorblind ideology, makes the argument that only the absence of accounting for race will bring racial equality, and that we must reject all racial categorizations, record keeping, make no distinctions based on race in order to reach a colorblind context for a fair, equal society. So it fundamentally relies on the idea that race is not operating now, and that we must keep it that way by being colorblind.
Post-civil rights, racism got reduced to the following formula. A racist is an individual who consciously does not like people based on race and is intentionally mean to them. Always an individual, must be conscious, must be intentional. And that definition exempts virtually all white people from the system of racism.
I know he's rolling over in his grave about that phrase.